Hi FoodTube, I'm Anna Jones and I'm going to show you how to make my any night of the week pizza. It's a quicker, lighter alternative to a dough-based pizza, and the added extra is that it's gluten-free. It's got some lovely oozy mozzarella, and then it's got some greens, shaved fennel and a bit of pecorino on top. The base is actually made from cauliflower, which may sound a bit weird, but actually it gives a really lovely crisp base, and it's a brilliant way to get a bit more veg into your meal times. Cauliflower's had a bit of a renaissance recently. People are really into it. It's all over kind of health blogs and stuff like that. It's a brilliant vegetable. It's really high in vitamin C. And the great thing about it in terms of this pizza base is that it's actually got quite a low water content, which means that it's dry enough to create a lovely crispy base. Chop your cauliflower up into little pieces. We're going to pop this in here. A medium cauliflower will make a base that will serve between 2 and 4 people. So it's as easy and as quick as that. And that's about right. It's a rice-like consistency. The next thing you need to add to this is some oats. These are just normal rolled oats. If you want to make this completely gluten-free, then it's important that you remember to use gluten-free oats. And I'm adding just about 100 grams of oats. So the next thing you need to add is some ground almonds. This is kind of going to bind the dough all together. This is just a good pinch of dried oregano. And then all you need is a good pinch of salt and a nice pinch of pepper. So this is the texture I'm looking for. It's quite fine, it's quite crumbly, and it's nice and dry. To bind it, I need to add a couple of eggs here. Just 2 kind of medium-sized eggs work well. And the egg is going to be what brings this all together and makes it into a dough. Pop that on. So you can see that it's come together to form a dough now. This is the perfect consistency. So I've got a baking tray lined with greaseproof paper over here. And all you need to do is just tip the dough into the middle of the baking paper. Work this dough out into a kind of nice flat pizza shape. I'm just patting it all down to make sure it's really nice and even. And then I'm just going to use my fingers around the edges to just sort of crimp up the sides a little bit. You want to make sure that this is no more than 1 centimetre thick. If it's really thick, you're going to get too much base and it's not going to crisp up properly. So this is looking perfect. This just needs to go into a fan oven at 200 degrees for about 20 minutes until it's dried out and it's all lovely and golden around the edges. So the base is cooking away in the oven, and I'm just going to get on with my really simple tomato sauce. All you need is about half a can of chopped tomatoes, a nice pinch of salt, a nice pinch of pepper, and then we're going to add some basil, and then the final thing is just a bit of olive oil. That's exactly what I want. So I'm going to crack on with the rest of the toppings for my pizza now. I'm going with some greens. This is some Swiss chard, cutting the stalks a little bit finer so that you don't get big lumps in your mouth. So to go with the chard, I'm going to use some fennel. I love the aniseedy flavour with the tomatoes. Chop this in half. And then I'm really simply going to use a trusty old veg peeler to just shave some little shards of fennel, and they're just going to sit on top of the pizza, and they're going to go nice and crispy and add some lovely freshness and crunch. So I'm just going to check on the pizza base in the oven. So this is exactly how you want it. If you have a look here, it's really lovely and golden around the edges, and you can see it's dried out and it's really nice and crispy, and this is going to be a fantastic base for our pizza. So you just need to get your toppings on now. I'm going to start off with a little bit of tomato sauce, and use the back of a spoon to just spread the tomato sauce all over. So the next thing is a bit of mozzarella. This is a lovely ball of buffalo mozzarella, about half of it because this is a really big one. So you just get a few of these greens and scatter them over the top, and then we're going to top that off with some of these lovely, delicate little pieces of fennel. So that's ready to go back in the oven, a fan oven at 200 for about 8 minutes. So that's looking great. You can see that the fennel has charred and burnished a bit around the edges, and the mozzarella has melted, and you can see some lovely little crispy golden bits, and that's melted in with all the greens and the lovely tomato sauce, and it smells amazing. And I'm just going to do a couple of finishing touches. First of all, I'm going to shave a little bit of pecorino over the top. The reason I'm using pecorino is it's got a lovely kind of sweet, nutty flavour, which goes really well with the fennel and the greens. But if you're vegetarian like me, it's really important to look for a rennet-free pecorino. Perfect. A nice scattering of basil leaves. I'm quite generous here because I love the fragrance of basil. I'm really happy with this. It looks so clean and fresh and smells amazing. I'm going to cut myself a slice and have a bit of a taste. There's that aniseediness from the fennel, there's a lovely basil, but the thing that is a real game changer is the base. It doesn't taste cauliflowery, it just tastes crispy and delicious, and it's such a good vehicle for all of these amazing flavours. If you like this recipe, please give us a thumbs up, and this recipe and loads of other delicious recipes are in my book, A Modern Way to Eat. You can find all the details in the box below. Thanks.